All right, good morning, everybody. It's Coach Ward, class meetings here for April the 22nd, 2020. And I just want to go over a few updates and a few things that we want to make sure that we are taking into consideration as we go forward through the rest of this school year. So, the first thing that I want to make sure that I emphasize is that everyone is staying in good health. uh, you're practicing the social distancing thing. You're washing your hands. You're doing those necessary things. Yes, sometimes it might seem like overkill, or it might seem like, I don't know why, but there's a reason for it, and we want to make sure that we make it to tomorrow. So just make sure you're doing those things, and you're taking care of the folks at home that are taking care of you, and make sure you keep those other folks in mind that may have lost somebody, or and just cherish the moments that you do have. All right. So on top of that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what happened on Monday, because this happened during our class meeting time during Monday. So I want to make sure I reiterate what exactly happened. So on Monday, they had a paper pickup and drop off. So the packet pickup and drop off. So those of y'all that had the packet from before April 6th and April 13th, that packet should have been turned in, and then you should have picked up a new set of work for May 4th through the 11th. Okay. And the work for the 20th through the 27th, that was also passed out on April 6th. So anything you picked up after April 6th is going to be due, as well as any work that you picked up before that is also going to be due. So we want to make sure that we're passing out the work that you just picked up. We passed out for May 4th through 11th. That was what you picked up. Now, again, I've been stressing to all my students that, yes, there were a lot of questions on that packet, and a lot of it was tough, and a lot of it was not even remotely part of seventh grade or eighth grade. It was mostly high school, and it was mostly geometry. So I've stressed that people only do to number 37, and I want to make sure that I emphasize that only do to number 37. All right. So what I want to do here is, let's see if I can pull it up real quick here and show y'all what I mean. All right, here it is right here. Let's open it up. All right, so several of these things going all the way forward here. This is all part of eighth grade curriculum, and I know I'm scrolling through quickly here, but when you get to number 37, this is the last question that you're going to have to answer, number 37. So talking about bisecting, meaning cutting two things in half. So other than that, everything else you don't have to do. So as long as you've completed through number 37, that should be at least worth 3 to 4 grades right there, because the online students have been completing about 10 problems a week. So that's kind of what we're expecting from students that are doing the packet as well. So as long as you completed about 10 problems a week, so that's about 30 problems, 30 or more, that should get you to where you want to go. As far as correctedness is concerned, uh, doesn't necessarily have to be correct. I just need to see effort. You put some work into it. You tried your hardest. You tried to get those questions answered, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions for me about anything, just either drop something in the chat, or make sure you email me or direct message me, and I will get that to you. All right. So let me make sure I emphasize the packet pickup and drop off one more time. The final drop off is May 18th. So anything that you have picked up for May 4th through 11th will be due May 18th. What we've been stressing is, if you have access to Google Classroom, if you have access to it, please use it. I know a lot of parents and some students, well, it's easier just to do the packet. Well, here's what we've been told. So you guys turned in that packet on Monday. The school has not been touched until today. So people are up there today cleaning and disinfecting and doing those things. Then it takes at least a day or so for us to be able to scan all of those thousands of documents into the appropriate teachers. That's assuming you wrote the teacher's name on it, because now they have to find out what teacher that is. So those are some things that we got to make sure we're thinking about. Make sure you're writing the teacher on there so they can at least put it in a pile to scan to me. Or, like I said, take a picture of it and send it to me. or like I said, use Google Classroom. I know some of y'all have them both. You're doing Classroom and the paper option. Do Google Classroom. It's a lot simpler. It's a lot easier to navigate, and it gives you a lot more direct feedback and quick feedback. So if you don't have access to it, it's okay. Then you can continue to use your paper packet. But I would suggest if you can use your phone, whatever device you have, you do that, and it'll be a lot easier. All right. So now the next thing that I want to make sure that I emphasize as we go forward here is the actual assignments and what exactly is it that I'm going to be putting into the grade book specifically. So one thing that I want to make sure that I let you guys know is week 1, remember, that does not count. So this all is March 30 through April 3rd does not count. So none of that happens. So that first thing that you ever picked up, that didn't really matter. What you ended up picking up that second time is going to matter here. So I'm going to be grading Wednesday's playlist. So that was due April the 15th. So that was due last week. So I'm going to be putting this guy in the grade book. So as I can see here, 6 of 16, and several of those 16 are, some of y'all are doing the paper, which is fine. So I'll cross-reference that with who's turned in packets and who's turned in things. But we want to make sure that I'm putting this into the grade book on Thursday when they start scanning me those documents in. I'm gonna put that in, as well as I'm gonna start putting in the extra credit. So the first 2 weeks of extra credit, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at those and get those in. So it's gonna be labeled extra credit on your grade book. So some of y'all will have it and some of y'all won't have it. Some of y'all will be it'll be blanked out on yours. So you'll be excluded from it. So the extra credit is only for those of y'all that's turned it in. And again, if I got 8 people doing it, 7 people, that means I need to have 8 to 7 people making sure that they're taking care of the business here. And then I'll put the next 2 up in the following weeks. All right. Let's see here. So April 13th through the 17th. So remember, this is due the 23rd. So the one from last week is due this week. So those are the 2 that I'm expecting to be in. So I'm gonna make sure I make that perfectly clear. So April the 16th, I'm putting in the grade book, and I'm also putting in the grade book that first week, April the 8th. So April the 8th and the 16th, I'm putting in. So they're both Wednesday playlists. So they're both this playlist right here, Countdown and Star. Okay, this playlist and this playlist. I'm putting those into the grade book. So make sure that you get those in. Now, as far as the new series is concerned for this week, next week, and the week after, so forth and so forth, I'm going to put those in when the students turn in those final packets. But as you're completing them, I'm going to try to get them in and get you guys some grades in the grade book. So again, just make sure that you are hitting submit. And that's the biggest thing that I want to make sure that I touch on. So I'm going to go into one of these answer choices here. So 4 people turned it in. All right. So when I go into it, okay, and I go into the actual form. So I click on the actual form and it says, all right, answer, and I hit submit, and then I hit a copy of my responses. So after you hit submit, you're going to go back to the classroom. Excuse me. And what you're going to see is on the top right-hand corner, because see, for me, it says import grades. So that means I can put all y'all's grades in here. I'm sorry, and there you see a couple of stuff that I just been kind of playing with in here. But you see some grades imported in here. So what you want to make sure that you do is you hit mark assignment as done up here on the top right-hand side. Okay, mark assignment as done on the top right-hand side. And that will get you to hit and submit. And then that's way it'll link to me and I can put the grade in. So again, I apologize those of y'all whose grades popped up. I didn't think they would. I didn't realize I turned the option on. So again, that's what it is that we want to make sure that we're taking a look at here. And it said draft. So nothing was finalized. It was just preliminary. So that didn't even really count. So I apologize once again. All right. So remember, if you have any questions, drop your questions in the chat or make sure you email me. All right. Last thing here before we kind of sign off here and kind of continue through the rest of our day. Remember, if you guys have any questions about IXL Prodigy, make sure you're working through those. I've updated those, updated IXL. So I put all the skills on there from all year. So you're just going to make your way through there and you're going to continue to work it. And I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. So here is what I'm looking at here. Let me go ahead and sign in real quick. All right. So what I did was I went to the learning post right here. Okay. So I went straight to the learning post right here. And then what I did was I went straight to eighth grade. I looked at all 347 skills. And then I just started highlighting every single thing. So the things that you guys see right here are things students have been working on. So these are things that I have data on that students have been kind of playing with. The things that are starred are all the things that we've learned over the course of the year. So you'll see that some of it blends, you'll see that some of it doesn't. But what I want to make sure that I stress to you is that IXL and Prodigy are both extra credit type things to get you squared up. Remember, we had 6 grades last time. We'll probably have about 6 grades this time. So remember, this could be one of your grades. This could be something potentially that you could be looking for to get an easy 100 in. So just make sure that you are putting the time in. Like I said, it doesn't take much, 10, 15 minutes every day, every other day, and you can get some practice in. All right. So Prodigy, remember, that's just that game. You can look back on not last video, but the video that I did last week. It's on my channel, and you can see how it how you could play with it a little bit. And those are the things that I want you guys to take into consideration. All right. So well, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. Like I said, if you have any questions, you get on Remind, you message me in Google Classroom, send me an email, multiple ways to be able to get a hold of me, and I will try to get your questions answered as quick as I can. All right. So you guys have a great Wednesday. I will see you guys. We'll do another class video on Monday. That day is the 27th, I believe. So Monday the 27th, we will do another class video highlighting what's going on next week. So you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.